Oh, super duper Kamehameha. Actually, that's more like a Big Bang attack. Wait a minute. Do I have to fight that guy later? Yeah, so one thing I've always liked about the Mega 10 games, and to a lesser extent the Persona games, is the amount of choice that you have. You don't really have as much choice in the Persona games as you do in the Mega 10 games. When I say the Mega 10 games, I mean like the mainstream games. I've never actually played Nocturne, any of the Nocturnes though. But I played SMT1, SMT2. I will play SMTIF if somebody would translate it, or if I would learn Japanese. And what else? I want to try playing the strategy games. The strategy games aren't really strategy games though. I would more call them like board-based games. People call them tactical games. Those aren't tactical games. There's nothing really tactical about it. They're more operational games. I mean, you don't really have that much choice in what in terms of tactics. And one thing I don't like about a lot of computer games is that they don't really translate some tactics that really work in the real world. For example, like cover fire. I mean, you find that in like first-person shooters, but not in tactical games where we really expect it more. Oh, I thought the book was how they travel in time. Well, I guess that was just a coincidence. This book is my record of our battle with a being from another world. Since it was in the distant past, it's unclear where this enemy came from or when the fighting first broke out. The invader calls himself Dhaos. Or Dhaos? I'm gonna call him Dhaos. If somebody else pronounces it differently, then you're wrong, because I arbitrarily choose to pronounce it this way and I'm always right. Let's skip ahead and read a little more. You know what would have been cool? If they actually did publish this book and it was called like Morrison's Memoirs or something like that. And it had like statistics and all sorts of stuff, all sorts of intricate details about the enemies. So apparently Dhaos can move forward in time, but Morrison somehow learned the technique to send other people back in time, but somehow neglected to send himself. Oh, that's a real life ambulance I hear in the background, or a fire truck or something. Oh well, sensing Dhaos and Pete and arrival together with two men for this, Merlin and Maria, the swordsman Miguel, Layla and Red in the underground crypt. At that time, we knew that we could not hope to defeat Dhaos. Therefore, it was our intention to seal him away. I don't really get the sealing away thing either. Well, we can't defeat people, so what we'll do instead is put them in a box. I don't know about you, but you know, if I'm some sort of immortal time-traveling person and people put me in a box, I'd be like, oh, yes, how very impressive. Let me just break out of the box and continue my reign of peril. I mean, what the heck, man? But you see, in the Japanese mindset, seals are like these magical things that have effect because they take effect on the magical world before the physical world. So the idea is that whatever happens in the magical world is reflected in the spiritual world, I guess. But the real physical world doesn't work that way. What happens is that if there's an imaginary world or several imaginary worlds, then people can choose to, like, you know, comply with the information from them, or they can choose to ignore it. I mean, by imaginary worlds, I'm thinking they could be like things like hope, and there could be things like ghosts or ancestors or something like that. It could be even things like your own past and your self-image. You might think of that as something that's like within you and in your mind, but your mind isn't really something that's contained in your brain. It's implemented by a field that extends outside of your body. So it's possible to have a mind without the body, or for the mind to leave the body. Right, so they're starting to explain independence, but somebody actually stole your pen earlier on, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry about breathing onto the microphone. Yeah, so one of the things I'm gonna do is I think this microphone will be okay once I get a preamp for it. And then I wouldn't have to really speak so loudly as well, but I don't really mind speaking loudly. I think it'll be good to develop my public speaking skills. Yeah, attaboy, Ken. Try to shack up for the night. Straight while the iron is burnable or something. This is Rhyyuue's bull. Yeah. Rhyyuue! Yeah, so anyhow, anyone who has suggestions for the names I'm actually going to use when I play through it. I mean, the main character I'm already going to call Ken 13 for sure, or maybe just Ken. No, I think I'm going to call it Ken 13. Yeah, because that seems more original.